So there's this inner desire in you, and it's almost like you are not who you are at the moment, like you are supposed to be someone else, but somewhere along the line something is holding you back and you don't know how to go from this point to that point, but you know that you're no longer satisfied with this moment of your life and what you're seeing around you. And that's also probably the reason you clicked into this video today. So follow me as I explore to the best of my ability to break down what is going on inside of you and how we could journey through our current self to our desired self. Hi there, Didi here. Welcome to my channel today. If you're new, of course I would love you to join the family, so please subscribe and join us. So in today's video we're going to be discussing how to overcome self-doubt to manifest the real you. I want to point out that one of the greatest enemy of self-improvement is self-doubt. To the best of my ability, let me explain what self-doubt is. In my own definition, self-doubt is a mental attack on your mind to condition you into remaining in a level that you've outgrown. Now there's a number of things around you that could cause this mental attack on your mind. Sometimes this mental condition can be triggered by the events around you, it could be triggered by the people around you, it could be triggered by any other external force against your mind, but it's usually something that is external that we've absorbed into our mind, and over time our mind is fed and conditioned by these ideas, and before you know it, you're sinking into a place where you're doubting your very own existence. Now before we get into discussing further, I need you to understand something. Our minds are delusional and our minds feed off what we tell it. Now we have two levels of consciousness, and that is the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. Now the conscious mind is the very obvious thoughts that comes to your head, you know, the one that you're fixated on, that you expatiate on, the one that you spend time actually analyzing. But there are subconscious thoughts and patterns that we also have internalized in us. Now these ones don't show up at the thought of your mind when you're thinking about things, but they are the very core of your being. And the way we live our life is usually our subconscious thoughts coming to our conscious mind. So at every point in time you might not really think into what you're doing, but if you sit down to analyze your life and why you made certain decisions, why you moved from this point to the other point, you would realize that there was a thought that fed that action, or a thought that empowered that action in your life. Now like I said, our minds are greatly delusional and our minds always feed off what we feed it. You might be thinking, so if our mind feeds off what we feed it, what is then feeding our mind? Like I said, we have two levels of consciousness, the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. And the subconscious mind is your core self, which feeds the conscious you and influences all of your decisions and your actions. A very easy example to explain this to you is you having a very splendid normal day, you know, you're just happy, having fun, and at a split second you sit down and you remember something bad that happens to you and it changes your mood. Now, is that thing currently happening to you? It is not currently happening to you, but what happened? Your subconscious mind fed your conscious mind with something that has triggered your mood. That's also the reason why you could be watching, you know, an emotional movie, and then the next thing you start feeling empathetic about what's going on in the movie, and the next thing you're crying. Why are you doing that? Is something happening in your life at the moment causing you to cry? No. It's because your subconscious mind is feeding your conscious mind with a condition at the moment that is triggering that current action that you're currently exhibiting. Do you understand me now? Now this is exactly why I say our mind is delusional, because the same way our minds work in bringing subconscious thoughts to the surface, which is the conscious, our mind is also capable of taking conscious thought to the subconscious. Follow me and you will understand me in a minute. You could have a desire in you to elevate your life and become a better person and just have better experiences in life. Now, talking about how our minds work, when you have a desire in you to elevate your life, sometimes if your present circumstance does not look like what you're trying to get to, you could even begin to doubt if you're ever even meant to be that person, or if you're meant to have those experiences. And I'm using the word meant here on purpose because we also are able to tell ourselves what we are meant to experience and what we are not meant to experience. But that's not what we are talking about in this video today. But I'm going to tell you something today for free, and that is the fact that if you have a desire in your heart at any point in your life to elevate yourself or become a better person or have better experiences and you know, all those good stuff, and at any point your mind is beginning to tell you that you're not meant to have those experiences, or that's not meant for you, or you're never going to get it, then that is your mind lying to you, because that desire is there for a reason. And I'll tell you the reason. The reason is because that is the very person that you truly are. That is the very person that you are actually meant to be. And that is why it is a desire in your heart. But self-doubt would come around to destroy that thought for you, to keep you on that level. I read somewhere how our mind could be a friendly enemy, in the sense that our conscious mind is constantly trying to keep us in a position of comfort, and that means that your mind is always trying to keep you in a place that is comfortable because it's trying to keep you safe. And now that is a friendly enemy, because whilst your mind thinks that it is doing its best for you, it is limiting who you are supposed to be, where you are supposed to be. And now when you reach this point, this is the time for you to step up your level of consciousness and bring your conscious thought into your subconscious. I hope I'll be able to explain this so that you understand, because if you get it, you've actually gotten it. Now I'm going to say that again. If you have a desire in your heart to be in a better place, in a better position in your life, and something in your head is trying to convince you that you're not meant to have those experiences, then that is a lie to your existence. That is a lie to your being, because why then do you have those thoughts? Now you could be in a limiting situation or circumstance at the moment that isn't the real you. That desire in you is a ray of light and also your guide to being the real you. Now, if you're trying to get from point A to point B, if you're trying to change your life, overcoming that thought that tries to limit you and conceiving that thought that you can actually do what you want to do is the breakthrough that you are looking for. Now, even if I end this video with what I'm about to say right now, then we are absolutely good to go for the day. And that is the fact that you must use your conscious mind to influence your subconscious mind until that subconscious thought comes back to the surface of your consciousness and begins to create experiences for you to experience the life that you're aiming for, or the life that you so desire to have. We are not just going to be living life like we don't know that we have a dream. We are not just going to be living life without passion, without enthusiasm for the things that we have within us that we are trying to bet to life. Do you understand what I mean? Live your life based off what you tell yourself at every given time. Now, before things manifest in the physical realm, in reality, there's always a subconscious reality. Let me put it that way. There's always a subconscious realm of that thing. Say for example, you're trying to go to school, you're trying to graduate, you want to be this person, you want to be that person. You're going to first have to conceive it in your mind before you will be able to birth it. So you know that one day you want to be a graduate, you want to graduate with high honors and all of that. What do you do first? You start in the process of applying for the admission. What makes you take that decision? What makes you do that thing? Because you have a thought that is guiding you, an imaginary thought to be a graduate someday that is guiding you into taking the steps to becoming that person. I hope someone is getting me. What I'm trying to say here is that at anything, with anything, for anything that you're trying to achieve, that you're trying to bring to life, it has to happen in your mind first. It has to happen in your imagination first. If you're trying to create a different life for yourself, it has to happen in your head first. Let me use that word, head. And do you know what happens when you've conceived this thought in your mind and you've seen the possibility of this thing happening? Situations and circumstances will start to arrange itself around you to bring you to that point. I really hope somebody gets what I'm saying in this video today, because this is the simplest way for you to be able to overcome self-doubt and go after your dreams and become the person that you're trying to be. Become the person that you are actually meant to be. Meet the real you and become that real you. Also, remember that there's always a higher consciousness after a consciousness, and I'm going to explain that in subsequent videos, but for now, let me just break something down to you. At every point while you're growing, once you reach that point, there will be another desire in you to grow above that point. That is a normal human phenomenon. It is always going to happen, and that is why it will seem like the human needs are insatiable. If, for example, the phone you're using now, there was a time you wanted this phone, you wanted it so badly, you could almost not sleep until you got the phone, right? And now you have the phone, you want another phone, you want another thing. Or you're now a graduate, you've done this course and blah 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 blah, and now all of a sudden you have another desire in you. That is because it is a normal human phenomenon to want to grow. So at any point that you have a doubt, understand that there is always a higher calling in someone's life, and once you reach a certain point, there will be another one, and there will be another one, and there will be another one. So the only thing that can take you from that point that you are, and look at your life right now, where you are right now is not where you were few months ago. Why? Because you've probably elevated to be at the point that you are now. What took you to the point that you are now? It was your thoughts. You conceived it in your mind at certain times, and sometimes we do these things unconsciously and we don't even know. But what we are trying to do here is now using our conscious mind to elevate ourselves, and this is how you speed up the growth process in your life. We are not just going to be living life, just living off whatever our head tells us. We are living life consciously. we are taking decisions consciously, knowing that every decision either takes you forward or it takes you backwards. So now we are not living off just anything that comes to our head. We are feeding our head with what we want our lives to be. At any point that there's a calling, a yearning in your spirit to become something else or step into a higher calling, and when I'm talking higher calling here, I'm not talking religious calling, because every time people hear that word, they just think that it's something religious. But no, in life in general, there is always a higher calling. There is always a higher calling, and once you're done with that, there will be another calling you, and that is just the fact. So if I'm going to leave you with anything in this video today to help you overcome self-doubt to reach your highest potential, is to always remember that once there is a yearning, a calling, a desire in your heart to go from one point to another, there is a reason why that is in your heart, and you are not inadequate. You are not unable to reach it. You are not unable to get there. As a matter of fact, you're very, very much capable and able to get there. Don't let your mind lie to you. Don't let your mind deceive you. Don't let your mind tell you what to think. You tell your mind what to think, and that is how to overcome self-doubt. So I'm not just sitting here and giving you all this aspire to perspire or whatever. I'm actually trying to tell you that these things are as realistic as possible as they sound. Actually, they might seem like things that are far-fetched, things like, this girl is just telling me this and that, but this is the absolute truth. The truth of the matter is, once you've elevated your mind and your thoughts to get to a certain realm, everything around you is going to work together to get you to that point. It might not happen yet. Your present circumstance might not look like it yet, but I kid you not, and I tell you the very truth, and I stand on the integrity of what I am telling you today, that once you've elevated your mind to overcome the inadequacies surrounding what you think you cannot achieve, you are definitely going to get there. And the easiest way for you to get to that point is to stop thinking that you are inadequate or you are unable to get to that point. You have everything it takes. You have what you need. Everything you need is on the inside of you, and that is the truth. I know I sound like a preacher right now, but that is the absolute truth. Nobody should tell you anything else. People around you should tell you nothing else. Situations around you should tell you nothing else. This is the truth. You can get to wherever you have put your mind to get to. This doesn't mean that you're just going to put your mind there and then get there. There's going to be discipline to actually get there. There's going to be nurturing those plans, nurturing those thoughts, grooming those thoughts and ideas in your head until they come to life. I think I pretty much shared everything that I wanted to share in this video today. I know I'm talking so sternly. This just goes to show how passionate I am about this type of topic. I mean, I try to stay away from it, but here we are now, and here talking to you, and I don't regret it. I do hope that this today is helpful to someone out there, even if it's just one person, even if it's two people, to help you believe in yourself and your abilities, and to help you overcome self-doubt and bring you to your highest self. And that's about it. Thank you so much for watching this video today. I do hope you enjoyed this type of content from me. Please thumbs up this video and subscribe if you haven't. I wish you the very best in your journey to overcoming self-doubt. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next one.